The Niners quarterback room is one of the most talked about positions across the entire league, and there's a good reason for it. Each year, there's a developing storyline. Is it Trey Lance is going to start? Or this year, which quarterback's going to be able to take the reins and really carry this team? Is it going to be Brock Purdy, who's rehabbing from a UCL injury, or Sam Darnold, a highly talented quarterback, but just hasn't gotten a fair shake, or Trey Lance, someone the 49ers spent a boatload of capital on? In this video, I want to jump into why I think Brock Purdy makes a lot of sense, especially for the Niners. Brock Purdy's success this upcoming season is largely contingent on his elbow and how well his UCL rehabs. As we know, coming out of the draft, Brock Purdy was seen as not the most strong-arm quarterback. That kind of changed when he worked out with his throwing coach Will Helwit, adding 5 miles per hour, going from about 50 to 51 miles per hour to more like an NFL average of 55 to 56 miles per hour. So the big question comes, will Brock Purdy have the same strength prior to his rehab? And while this isn't a Tommy John surgery, there has been baseball players to come back from that surgery and have a long career after that, and sometimes Hall of Fame careers. Additionally, Brock Purdy's rehab is going according to plan, and Kyle Shanahan is optimistic that Brock Purdy will be able to step on the field week 1. Furthermore, recently at OTAs, Brock Purdy spoke to the media, and some things really stood out. One of the biggest things that stood out was Brock Purdy has been lifting for a while now. And not just that, this week, Brock Purdy will be throwing the football, and he hopes to finish out OTA successfully. After this period in Santa Clara, Brock Purdy plans to work out with his throwing coach Will Helwit in Jacksonville, Florida. Will Helwit has added a bunch of things to Brock Purdy's game, but probably the most important thing has to be using his arm like a whip and using really stopping force, and that's how you get the ball to launch farther and add some miles per hour to his ball. Another important aspect to focus on for Brock Purdy specifically is he's coming back from an injury, so Will Helwit will make sure that Brock Purdy isn't going down a bad path with his throwing motion. So him being able to monitor Brock Purdy and motion capture him and then slow down the footage will be beneficial to make sure Brock Purdy doesn't regress. So from everything that's coming out, Brock Purdy does look to be on schedule to return this upcoming season. And if last year was anything to go off of, this upcoming year with Brock Purdy at the helm will make the Niners one of the deadliest teams to face. Last year as a rookie, he looked deadly at times and made many defenders look absolutely foolish. And this was a rookie. So I think he might be able to take another step in year 2 because he'll have more time to actually study defenses, and he's already said that the game's already getting slower for him. Furthermore, I've seen the argument so many times that Trey Lance is way better of a quarterback because he has a strong arm. And while I love Trey Lance, there's been plenty of quarterbacks in Niners history that have been able to succeed despite not having the biggest cannon. The most obvious example has to be Joe Montana. And I think Brock Purdy has a similar type of arm where he can go ahead and get it done. And that's what the Kyle Shanahan offense really relies on. You don't need to have a cannon, but really it relies on play action and timing. Brock Purdy was able to operate this offense effectively and looks to continue to make strides as a quarterback. And there's no reason for me to say he doesn't have that ability. He's undefeated as an NFL starter. And while many people want to say it's easy for an NFL coach to go ahead and say Brock Purdy wouldn't start week 1 if Trey Lance was ready and he wanted to start Trey Lance, the truth is many teammates have faith in Brock Purdy now. He went deep into the playoffs and showed confidence, and he never lost a game when he was fully healthy. Ultimately, I think Brock Purdy can get it done in the NFL, and I think he can even win a Super Bowl with the Niners. But those are just my thoughts on Brock Purdy's offseason and Brock Purdy really as a player. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below and let me know if I'm wrong about Brock Purdy and if he can't win a Super Bowl or if you think he can. I'd really appreciate your perspective. Thank you guys so much for watching. It would also mean a ton to me if you guys liked and subscribed.